What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Unplugged. It's your boy Pico Blacks, and how everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a wonderful day and a blessed day. Before we start the show, do me a favor, feel free to go to YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, feel free to go over there, hit that subscribe button at Unplugged Podcast. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. My TikTok is Pico City. My TikTok is Pico City. I think that's what I just said. And my Instagram is Pico Black 71233474. Thank you guys for listening. Before we start the show, do me a favor. Feel free to hit that like button, man. Give me a heart, a thumbs up, 100. Just don't give me the middle finger. Hit that notification bell, man. I'm sorry, not the notification bell. Hit that like button. You can definitely share the content and definitely feel free to leave a comment. Thank you guys for continuing to watch my show. I can't say that enough because you guys, it really means a lot to me that people are actually watching my show. That means the word is getting out. If it's one person on my live or if it's a million, the show must go on. So today's a pretty interesting topic. Somebody sent me a topic, and as usual, I would never disclose the name. If they want me to say their name, I will, but they told me, hey, here's a topic. Just don't tell nobody. I said, because sometimes people don't like when people know what they're doing. So without any further ado, let's talk about cooking with Kenya. I think it's the name, or cooking with Kenya, something like that. So there's this young lady. She cooks, and there's nothing wrong with cooking. She has a page, it's Cooking with Kenya or Cooking with Kenya, whatever, something like that. And she's got a lot of followers. She's a young sister. She's a pretty woman, pretty young lady. She's got a nice shape or whatever. It looks like she keep herself in good shape. That's my speaker went out again, but no, it's the phone actually. But she cooks. She have these very succulent meals, and they look delicious. And one of my favorite meals, everybody should know, is, if you don't know before now, my favorite meal is pancakes. She fixed the pancakes with the strawberries on top, and the whipped cream, and she fixed these steaks and loaded potatoes and just the works, man. And the sister looked like she can, well, I'm not going to say look like she can throw up. The sister throws down, and that's not a problem. Cooking was never a problem. But the thing is this, it's how you go about doing things. Now she's cooking, she's got a lot of followers, and need I mind you, the followers is more men following her than women. And it's back on. There's more women following her. So why are men following this young lady as she cooks? So you have to look at it like she's cooking, men are watching. Now, a lot of women are getting mad at their boyfriends or husbands. I mean, some of these be skits, because sometimes people don't care. You do this, do that. Just respect what I'm doing. Fine. Hey, Janine, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with watching the young lady cook. Hey, she cooks. She got a talent. She got to give. Use it. Make money off of it. Hey, you want to make a profit off of it? Knock yourself out. And I've never heard about her. I've never heard about this woman until somebody sent me the message or the video and said, what are your thoughts on this? I want to hear your thoughts on this thing. So I'm like, okay, so I go YouTube, bam, Cooking with Kenya. I think that's how I'm pronouncing the name, Cooking with Kenya or Kenya, something like that. So, when they, before you hit the video, the still come up, the freeze frame come up, the picture, and she's got food. I'm like, hey, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. So I hit the button, bam. And she do a little thing. Hey, Cooking with Kenya. And I think that's what it is, Kenya. And she's doing a little dance and, blah, blah, this, that, and the other. But, trying to get my music back on, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, there it is. And, she's doing a little dance and got the food going. And a lot of guys don't think a lot of guys say, hey, that's not a problem. She's cooking. We're watching this woman cook. We're watching this young lady cook. But the problem is, are you really watching? I'm all tongue tied today. Are you really watching this young lady cook? Me personally, I would say there's a percentage of people that's watching her cook. There's a bigger percentage of people that's watching her cook just to watch her body because she's in shape. So now if you go on YouTube and you type it in, you see a lot of podcasters or influencers, whatever they call themselves. They say, the women are getting mad because their boyfriends or their husbands, and some of these are probably skits. We all know that, but women are getting mad because their boyfriends or husbands are watching Cooking with Kaya, and they really never watched cooking shows like that. Well, I'm a guy. I know what guys like. Women know what guys like. Now, I will say, if it's to bait people in, or I ain't gonna say bait them in, to pull in money, she's doing the perfect thing because she know what guys like. But if you're looking at her, instead of saying, hey, I'm watching something, I'm learning something, maybe my wife can pick this up. But most of these brothers aren't looking at it just for that. Let's just be honest. They're looking at her body because when she brings out the food, she does this dance. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with cooking. You want to show your styles on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. You want to be a social media about that thing, knock yourself out. Let the world know what you can do. You have a gift. But when you start cooking and you showing food and you saying something like, and it's probably all just publicity or to suck people in so she can get more money, which is fine. But there's a time and place for everything. There's a way you go about doing things. Now, if you're up there talking about, you better cook for your man, or I'll take him, or you got on a sexy, a skin tight suit. I'm not going to say skin tight, sexy, a sexy, two piece or sexy clothes, tight clothes or whatever. You got, just showing your figure, and you say, hey, y'all ladies better learn how to cook. Well, I'm going to take y'all man, and you getting whipped cream and you pouring it in your mouth and you let some of the whipped cream drop on the floor. Come on, man. We are guys. We pretty much know the masses that this sister is sending. Let's just be honest. So we can't run back and just say, hey, she's doing something, because most of these women don't know how to cook. What about the women that do know how to cook? And if a woman don't know how to cook, she don't need her husband or her guy to sit there and watch this lady cook, and she's doing all this provocative stuff. And when she has food in her hand, well, on a plate or a tray, whatever you want to call it, and she say, her song, they say her song was catchy, Cooking with Kaya, cooking, and she turns around and she's twerking while she's showing people the food. And all the guys are pretty much saying, all the guys are pretty much saying stuff like, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But then again, the women turn around and say, hey, you shouldn't do this. So it's kind of a win-lose situation, because if you're a guy and you automatically know what you're watching her for, okay? You know just as well as I know what you're watching her for. You're not in there just be saying, man, she cook a real good, that steak look good. No, you're looking at her body. And she got shirts on as her breast is halfway out, and she's got these tight jeans on, and and why do you actually think men are going to run and hit that subscribe button if she had on a full, a freaking church robe or dressing appropriately? No, I'm not saying she won't have lots of followers, but it won't be that many like that. Pops, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks, man. I missed you last time, but I'll send you to come back up here though. So, thanks for watching the show, Pops. I want to thank all you guys. Janine, I see you up here. Aisha, I see you up here. I see a couple more people up here. Thank you guys for watching the show. So if you're a guy, you can't turn around and say, well, I'm just watching her because she know how to cook, or I'm just watching her for pointers so I can tell my wife. Now, some people can say this, but majority of the men that's watching this show, we can't. And I'm one of the guys. I'm not going to lie. It's going to take more than a body and for you to know how to cook to get me into me subscribing to you and liking you like that. It takes way more than that, because I'm way more than that. So, like I said, if it's to bring money in, she knows what she's doing. But now the women are getting mad. They're trying to get her banned off YouTube because it's Cooking with Kaya or Kenya Kaya. I think that's what they're Cooking with Kaya. And it's like, it's just crazy. And my light just went out again. I don't know what's going on with this light. I think that's the broke one. So what do you do in a situation like that? It's not the young lady's fault. It's the man's fault for watching it and lusting after this woman that's cooking. So that's pretty much what the problem is. So now the ladies are in an uproar. They're trying to get her banned off YouTube. I think they did, but I'm not sure. They're trying to get her banned off YouTube. And you have some ladies that say, hey, you know what? Y'all really shouldn't have nothing to say. She's cooking. Maybe y'all need to learn how to cook. But nobody's, and I heard a couple of guys say, hey, she's cooking. Maybe she can teach these women how to do things the right way, but nobody's looking at the wrong that their sister's doing. That's why there's the thing that say there's the truth in everything you do. There's my truth, there's your truth, then there's the truth. That's why I don't like when people say, well, my truth, but your truth might not be the truth. The truth is just the truth, no matter if a drunk man said, a crackhead, a rich man, or a poor man. The truth is the truth. So now it's getting to the fact that everybody's getting this young girl's attention. And the guys are drooling over, and we all know these guys are looking at this woman's body. Let's just be honest. And now the women are getting, the women are upset, but can you blame them? And I know a lot of people might look at this and say, well, you know what, man, you don't understand. Yeah, I do understand. I'm a man just like any other man. I know what men like, just like some women know what men like. Now, let's just switch it a little bit. If you're a guy and you got a daughter that age and you say, and she's got a cooking program and she's on YouTube and is cooking with Lisa and that's your daughter and you never watched her show and you say, I'm going to see what my baby doing it. Cut it on and she's, hey, I'm cooking with Lisa and she got her breast out and she's turning around and twerking. You have a fit. So it should be the same through all of the levels. Don't just say, well, hey, we got a sister that's out here cooking. And these women that don't know how to cook, they tripping. They have a right to trip. Let's just be honest. They have a right to trip. Now, I'm not taking nobody's side because I'm trying to play it 50-50. But there's a reason why men do certain things and women don't like it. Just like a reason why women do certain things and men don't like it. Because the woman already know you're watching this, but you're not watching it just so she can flip a freaking steak. Let's just be honest. You're looking at them cheeks and you're looking at them boobs and you're looking at her beautiful figure and come on, man, let's just be honest about it. But nobody wants to be honest about it because nobody, no, I'm not going to say nobody. You have a couple of brothers and very little brothers and very little sisters that come out saying, you know what? It don't matter if you know how to cook. If you know how to cook, you know how to cook and you want to broadcast it, that's fine, but put some clothes on. Put some clothes on. Stop turning around and showing your booty to the public. You have a cooking show. But at the same time, you're pretty much selling sex. Let's just be honest about it once again. So what do you do in a situation like that? Best thing you can do is if you don't want no crap to go wrong in your relationship, and I'm not trying to hear none of this, well, my girl, she should be strong. She should know I'm not going anywhere. If you even have the thought, that's cheating. You even have, especially if you're married, if you look at a woman in a sexual way and you have a wife, that in God's eyes, that's considered cheating. So now are you trying to convince them or yourself? So these are the things you have to watch out for because I'm not going to call her stupid. She's never stupid. I think she's intelligent. I think the young lady can go pretty freaking far if she's cooking that good and the food looks that good, but nobody knows how it tastes. I'm not saying her food tastes bad, but let's just say, for instance, the food is just delicious. She can go places, but you can't go places with that ghetto freaking attitude because that's the first thing they do. They have all this with them, but you want to turn around and show your booty in front of the screen or wear seductive clothes. Of course, if you wearing seductive clothes, of course you're going to pull the man in. Of course, these men are going to send you money because, like I just said, sex sells. So the women are wrong and the men are wrong. But then again, the women are right and the men are right because people are entitled to believe and think what they want to believe. But I hate to see a guy that just coexists with all kind of ignorance. Oh, she ain't doing nothing wrong. Would you like it if you had a wife or a girlfriend up there and she was half naked and she said, I'm cooking for my man, and turn around and start twerking and whatever they do, you probably pitch a freaking fit. So have the same energy for this sister that's up here doing this cooking, but then at the same time doing these sexual dances or wearing sexy clothes, baiting people in and saying crazy stuff like, hey, you better learn how to cook for your man or I'm going to take your man. Who says that? And although it could be just publicity, it could be just to reel people in, but some things is just best kept over there. You know, you don't put cooking in with a sex show. You just, or sex with a cooking show. You just don't do it. Hey, Sonia, how you doing? Thanks for watching. You don't do that. So that's why the world is the way it is now, because we're quick to slap stupidity on the wrist and say, well, let her do her thing. You know, some of y'all just, some women are fat and y'all can't cook anyway, but everybody's looking over the fact that this young lady is on TV half naked. Everybody's looking over that. Well, once again, I'm not going to say everybody, because some people do call it when they see it. So if you're talking about sisters that's out there doing all of this stuff, twerking and doing these nasty dances and have all these little bitty short clothes on, and you get on the podcast and say, well, this and that and blah. If you say that, it has to go for that young lady as well. So you can't make a video and say, well, this is out here doing all this and they twerking and they look stank and they wear these little bitty clothes on and blah, blah, blah. And if a young lady gets on the show and cook just because she can cook, that's not her green light to do what she do, because wrong is wrong. Evil begets evil. So it don't matter if you're cooking, preaching, or doing whatever. But it's just funny to me. It's funny to me. She's not the first black sister that record herself cooking. She's not. But those ones that's doing the good, they don't have as many followers as this young lady. One, she's young. She's fit. She's dancing. She's pretty much doing the things that men want to see women do. So in my eyes, she's no better than any other woman I talk about on my show. I don't care who's watching. I don't care what you have to say, because wrong is wrong. I don't believe in, well, let her make her money, because all good money isn't good money. It's not. So if you can talk about Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion or these sisters out here doing whatever, you have to hold that torch up with her as well. Somebody can say, hey, you know what, sweetie? You can cook. Hey, perhaps I taste your food. Your food is great. Let's take it to a bigger level. But you got to leave that stuff. Leave the street in the street. Leave the street in the street. We all know what whipped cream represents. We all know that. And I'm not talking about the way it's supposed to be represented. Whipped cream is delicious. It goes great on pancakes and whatever you want to put the stuff, what it on. Hey, it's delicious. But if you saying stuff like, you better learn how to cook, or I'm going to take your man, and you squirting whipped cream in your mouth, and you make another part of a video and the whipped cream is dripping, you like, oops, we know what that represents. If you don't, you got to be a damn fool. So it is what it is. People, like I said before, people are entitled to do what they want to do, believe what they want to believe, and listen to what they want to listen to. People want to always have ups and downs about the truth, but there's only one truth. So there you have it. So that's why I'm going to say no with up and two, because if I can excuse that and say, well, you know what, at least she is cooking. Everything I stand for, everything on these podcasts that I say, I have to go back and delete everything and say, you know what? All the stuff I was saying, that's right. Because if I have to give her a pass, I got to give everybody else a pass. So every woman that disgrace theyself and disrespect theyself, I got to give them all a pass too. And that's probably not going to happen. So until we stop pointing our finger at ignorance and point our finger at the other ignorance and say, well, that ignorance isn't bigger than that ignorance. This one is just twerking for GP and she's a stripper and she's making money. Or this sister's right here is cooking and she's showing her backside to the screen. Both of them are wrong. They're both wrong. So she gets an F in my book too, just like any other woman or any other man that does stupid things. Just like the men I'm talking about, they get F's too. That's just how it goes, because you're not supposed to agree with stupidity. And that's just my thought on it. I mean, people, like I said, people are entitled to do what they want to do, say what they want to say, feel how they want to feel, think how they want to think. But at the end of all of that, there's one thing that's always going to shine, and that's the truth. Until we can learn how to come together and hold each other accountable for the evil that we do, the world is always going to be a bad place for us. So anybody can get up and say, well, I don't see nothing wrong with it. You know why you don't see nothing wrong with it? Because you're not looking long enough. You're not seeing what you need to see. You can't say there's nothing wrong with that just because she's cooking. And then you turn around and say, hey, this woman is over there stripping on a pole, but she's trying to pay her bills. And then you say, hey, go get a job. You should keep that same energy with her too. That's how I look at it. So we all got a lot to learn. We all have to grow. I'm not saying there's no room in nobody's life for improvement. And to the brothers and sisters that's sticking to their guns and calling this out, I commend you all, and hats off to all y'all. But I'm talking about these stupid brothers that's not calling this out and just saying, hey, there's nothing wrong with that just because she's got a body and she's young. Who cares? If you're that weak to get sucked in and say, man, these women, this girl up here, she's making these videos and she's cooking. She's putting these older women or these younger women, the ones that can't cook, she's putting them to shame. No, she's not, because she's shaming herself. So that's why she's not putting them to shame. That's why she's not putting them to shame. She's putting herself in shame. Because one day, you don't know what can happen. And this is just the beginning. The ladies got together. They're trying to ban her off. But then again, at the same time, now this is the other side of the coin. You can't, as a girlfriend or wife, you can't be going out there and doing the exact same thing that I'm talking about and come home and you see your guy watching that and you get mad at him. And I know what people are going to think. Well, that's my guy. He's supposed to look at me. True. But if you dang a carrot in front of a damn donkey, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? So that means you're not practicing what you preach. You have a lot of men out here that don't mind their women going out to clubs and the guy be right there with them, going out to clubs, and they go off and dance with other women or dance with other guys, and they doing these sexual perverted dances, bending over. I see women bend over and have their booties on other women all the time, and a woman behind them is just petting them on the booty. They'll go over there and dance with a guy, and the boyfriend is right there, and he's over there doing the same thing. What kind of man are you? What kind of man are you? Please tell me. Please, I beg of thee. That means you're not a man. We should get sick and tired of this mentality. Well, hey, as long as she coming home with me. Yeah, but now you know what you got. But now he know what you got. Put it that way. That's why I never partake in that. So even when I was coming up as a young man, I never partake in that stuff, because I always knew up here something's not right. I don't care who you are. Women don't dance on women. Women dance on men. But then again, at the same time, you want to flip the script and say, hey, I don't go that way. You sure in the hell fool me and any other people that's watching. Oh, that's just my friend. We cool like that. Yeah, friends don't let friends drive drunk. Okay? But you're running around here doing these dances on other women. What do you think people are going to think about you? What do you think? So it is what it is. If you claim to be a man like you say you are, stand up for yourself. Or if you claim that you're a man and you stand up for yourself, she wouldn't even think about doing nothing like that. Because like I said earlier, we all grow. Maybe you did it back in the days, but you can't grow up and be doing the same thing. Oh man, she can do what she want to do. She do her thing. I'm going to do my thing. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. So now we got a problem. Now we got a big problem. Because in our culture, that's why I made up my mind a long time ago and I had a show about it. I left black culture alone years ago because black culture is trash. It's nothing but sex, drug, and well, it used to be sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Now it's sex, drugs, and rap. That's all it is. Black culture goes against the Lord so much it's ridiculous. So I pretty much got the paper and put an X on Pico black culture. I X'd that out a long time ago because it's trash. I'm not saying all of it, but majority of black culture is garbage. So it is what it is, man. People can call me what they want to call me. It's not going to not wake me up the next day. It's not. So if I call it the way I see it, I'm always going to call it the way I see it. You might not see it that way, but if I say it that way, that's just me seeing it that way. We got a boatload of weak people in the world that agrees with everything. Everything bad, man or woman is going to agree with. Let's just take woman out of the equation. Everything that's bad, man will agree with it. And haven't we not learned from back in the days, man? That's pretty much your downfall. It's not just we can't always point our hands at the ladies and say, well, y'all need to get y'allself together. Y'all need to stop doing this and doing that. We need to stop doing the same thing too. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. We need to stop doing the same thing. So we just can't point the finger at the black sisters because the black men is out of order too. Once again, there's always room for improvement and room to grow. That's how Pico's going to always look at things. Because I look at, well, people always say, you know, there's a bigger picture. I look at the picture that's bigger than the bigger picture. That's how I always went about doing things. If anybody know me, they know I'm telling the truth. See, it's hard to pull stuff on me because I'm a thinker. And no, I'm not that kind of thinker that just try to get his point across. I sit down, listen, I study people. I've always been like that. So, like I said earlier about the little sister, well, I ain't gonna call her little, she's probably in her 20s, cooking with Kaya, cooking with Kaya. Sweetie, I love you for what you're doing, for getting out here cooking and showing these sisters, hey, anybody can learn this. That should have been a message right there. Anybody can learn this. Instead of wearing sexy clothes to draw attention in. Anybody can learn this. You know what? Next month or next 2 months, I'm going to start. And she's probably thinking this. I'm just saying, I don't know if she's thinking or not. She can start cooking class to help these sisters cook. But these sisters, y'all have to humble yourself. You don't know how to cook? Damn it, you don't know how to cook. That's how that go. Each one, teach one. You know, let her help you. Or, hey, whatever. You can't sit up there and get mad at the sister. Let's just take the provocative stuff out. You can't sit there and get mad at her if she know how to cook. Learn how to cook. Simple. Men like women that know how to cook. Because ramen noodles only get you so far. So learn how to cook. Or get a cookbook or just start doing stuff. You'd be surprised. So you can't get mad at her for that. Or you can't get mad at her for showing her booty or twerking and you do the exact same thing she do. So you can't get mad at her for that. So that's pretty much my outtake on it. But I will say this one last thing. And this goes back to the lovely, the beautiful Valentine's Day. Now, there's this lady. It was, I don't think they were married. I think it was her boyfriend, is her boyfriend or whatever. Valentine's Day, we all know, February 14th, it just passed. This is what happens when you take things too seriously and you don't know what these things are. Valentine's Day rolls around. So I'm just thinking what he was saying. I'm not saying he's saying it. I'm just thinking. Valentine's Day's rolling around. I gotta get my girlfriend something. Fine. That's what you want to do. Knock yourself out. Me personally, I stopped celebrating pagan days a long time ago. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I gotta get my girlfriend something. She might want this necklace. This necklace she might love it. It probably had a heart symbol or a dove, whatever. He take the necklace home, give it to her for Valentine's Day. She didn't want the necklace. She wanted a bracelet. Okay, fine. But instead of her saying, well, sweetie, I really don't want a necklace, I'll take a bracelet, she go gets a knife. She didn't stab him, but she was, putting a knife all in his face and stuff like she was going to. And if given the right circumstances and the right demon would have jumped on her, she probably would have stabbed him. Probably would have hurt him bad. Probably would have unalived him. Police come. They take her, but she's back out. Goes to show you. People are always going to take stupid things more serious than they'll take things that's not stupid. This isn't the first time. A couple of things happened. Valentine's Day, I heard a woman say, hey, if your guy don't get you another Valentine's Day, your boyfriend, I don't think she said husband, she just said your boyfriend, if you with a man or you dating him and he don't get you another Valentine's Day, girl, block him, delete his number, move on to somebody else. Now, why would you even look at it that far? You're going too deep into it. And you had a couple of sisters that actually broke up with their guys on Valentine's Day. Just like you had a couple of women that broke up with their boyfriends when they went to go see the movie Barbie. So now you got to ask yourself, is it love that you with somebody? Or you're just doing it to kill time? It is what it is, man. I leave that to your decisions, man. Why? Why do you take something so serious that's not even supposed to be serious? Valentine's Day, it's a day, it's a man-made day that's celebrated the way it's not even supposed to be celebrated. Somebody brought this to my attention. We was talking about this. And we were talking and she was like, hey, remember when we was in school? Well, back in the days when we was in school and everybody did it. I did it. Everybody did it. You get the Valentine's Day card, them hard candies that leave your fingers and stuff all sticky, and it would say "be man" or "kiss and hug" or whatever. It was even exchange. Now it's all about women. They didn't exclude the man out and say, "Hey, you know what? Beat it." That's all about women, and women are breaking up with their guys because they're not getting the presents they want. So it is what it is. There's always going to be anarchy and doubt in these situations. You're claiming property on a holiday that don't even belong to you. And then people turn around and say, well, it's tradition. It can't be tradition if it don't come from what you serve, weirdo. It's just common sense. So whose tradition is it? It's not ours. But people jump on the bandwagon and serve anything today. And this goes for all races, but I'm just pretty much going to stick to my race. We as a people, we're screwed. And we're always going to be screwed until we get the answer. So let the young lady cook. But young lady, wear some respectable clothes when you're cooking now. Stop turning around and showing these guys your butt, because if you keep showing these guys your booty, people are going to pretty much start thinking you're nothing but a beautiful piece of meat. You dress up like Halloween and ghouls will get in your pants. That's going to do it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for listening. Like I said, hey, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, run over there, type in Unplugged Podcast, hit that sub button. Feel free to leave a comment during this show. Feel free to leave a comment after the show. Definitely feel free to share the content. And always feel free to hit that like button. I take thumbs up. I take hearts. I take 100 signs. I take the fire. I take the muscles. I take the peace sign. I take it all. And on that note, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely hit that like button. Definitely go to my YouTube channel, Unplugged Podcast, and hit that sub button. Let somebody know, hey, I got a guy that got the podcast. Get the word out, man. I'm trying to get my YouTube, subs up so I can be doing this on YouTube. And that's when the real fun begins. But until next time, I'll probably be back with another show tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. This your boy Pico Black saying take care of yourself and each other. Black man, black woman, let's get it together. Let's love each other more. Let's bring black love back into the family. And definitely, we can't forget about the big guy, the number one. Let's keep God in our lives, because none of this will be possible without him. I'll say it again. None of this will be possible without him. And on that note, this your boy Black. I'm signing off saying take care of yourself and each other until tomorrow, guys. Maybe tomorrow, but always check my page between 7 o'clock and 7:30. That's when I'll put the topic up. For the newcomers, if you got something for me to talk about, feel free to throw it in my inbox, man, on my messenger, or TikTok. It don't matter. Any one of those inboxes is fine, but you don't put it on my page. Just send it to my inbox and say, hey, Pico, what you think about this? Can you talk about this? Or let's hear your point of view about it. And on that note, I'm out of here, man. Take care of yourself and each other. I love you guys, and I will probably see you tomorrow. Remember, check the page, my Facebook page between 7 o'clock and 7:30. That's when those topics will be rising up to the top. Thank you guys. It's your boy Pico Black, and you have just heard another exciting episode of Unplugged. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Oh, one more thing. If you guys want to be a guest, I make house calls. I'm just going to be honest with you. I make house calls. I have traveling equipment. I had a guest on here last week. Was that last week? Yeah. Me, and Katrina, we talked about mental health. It was a great show. It was a great show. More of that's coming. If you want to be a guest on the show, hey, just let me know. Put in my inbox. Hey, Pico, I got something you to talk about. Do you mind if I sit and talk about it with you? Anybody's welcome. Anybody's welcome. I do not discriminate. Anybody's welcome, because I'm a nice guy and I like to have conversation with people, and it's got to be decent conversation. I don't do the sex work. I don't do that type of subject. I deal with subject that helps people. And I'm out of here, man. This time I'm really gone. See you guys next time, and unplug forever, man. I'm out of here.